In September 2018, Animal Crossing New Horizons was announced, hidden at the end of the Isabelle Smash reveal trailer. A short year and a half later, New Horizons released just at the start of a global pandemic. Due partially to the timing, partially due to how well the Nintendo Switch had sold, New Horizons outsold every Animal Crossing game prior. It did so well, eventually becoming the number 2 best-selling Switch game overall. I was among the first to join in on New Horizons, starting up the game the second it unlocked the night of March 19th. I then proceeded to play the game literally every single day for the full year. As of my video I made this time last year, I had put in 450 hours. I of course had my complaints. The game, especially at launch, was focused almost entirely on crafting and island customization. The sense of progression that was built into previous games was mostly relegated on the first month or so. Anything else afterwards relied on the focused features grabbing the player. They did not grab me. I did not like crafting at the beginning, and now, over 950 hours in, I still do not like crafting. I also decided from the start I didn't want to reshape my island, leaving paving the ground the only new feature to play with. This is not to say I was entirely disappointed. Finishing off the museum was still a fun task, and I do enjoy my daily run around the island, as well as choosing cute outfits to dress my character in. Also, to this day, I still get amazed just how good this video game looks. Whether I'm playing on my monitor or my Switch OLED, it is just so good to look at. But really none of that would matter if the game remained the same from the start. In the first year, a few things were added, but to players like me, with 980 hours in its predecessor, New Leaf, pretty much everything was just recycled content. Old stuff brought into the new game with an arguably fresh coat of paint. So yeah, I spent a lot of time swimming, but just to finish the museum. I've purchased a lot of paintings, but again, aside from learning the new differences, it's all still very much the same art system that's been in the series for ages. And then there was radio silence for months. The game just sat still, and I kept playing like an addict, and at this point I was really feeling the game wear on me. I was close to done. Sure, there were still some island decorating I wanted to do, but in all likeliness this was how my island would end. One day I would just stop playing, and this video would be almost a memorial to my island. It wasn't until November 5th when my interest was, well, elongated. After months and months, it became clear what the team decided to do. In lieu of releasing small patches across year 2, they saved everything up for one last push. The biggest thing was the Happy Home Designer DLC that I didn't buy. House designing stuff isn't my thing, and I wanted to save on the $25. Maybe in year 3 I'll get to it, but since then my interest in the game has been fueled purely on the free content additions. This free update still added quite a lot though. I won't diminish the excitement I had throughout the entirety of the presentation. First and foremost, the cafe was back and just a bit worse than usual. You can still order a hot cup of joe, sometimes with pigeon milk, meet the occasional villager or visitor, and this time using Amiibo you can invite anyone to sit at the table. And it's all cool. Brewster is still one of my favorite Animal Crossing characters. I love the new dialogue your villagers get. It's nice seeing Rossetti modeled in-game, and inviting Flick over only to have CJ come with him did wonders to fuel my gay headcanon. That is not something I ever thought I'd say out loud. Either way, at the very least, it was nice to have the cafe back, but I was really hoping to have a Gyroid museum like in City Folk or a part-time job like in New Leaf. Speaking of gyroids, after far too long, these little guys have finally been redesigned and are with us once more. They appear after it rains, or sometimes gyroid fragments can be found on the beach or on the new islands. After being buried and watered, they grow into full-fledged gyroids once more. And these little guys are still great. They still make wonderful little boops and bops, and really add a lot to both KK's songs and the general ambience of a room. There are 2 paths I can follow here, but first I'll say, speaking of islands, Cap'n is back. Finally. And this time his feature is honestly much worse. Gone is his family, mostly. Gone is his unique furniture, gone are the surprisingly fun minigames, and the great spot to grind money. Instead, Captain ferries you to a randomized island akin to the Dodo airline tours. These islands always have one gyroid fragment buried somewhere, have a recipe washed up on the beach, but notably can be any time of day or season. Sometimes it's autumn and you can pick up acorns or pine cones, sometimes it's night and there are tons of star fragments everywhere. My personal favorite is the summertime, where glowing moss and thick vines can be found, as well as an exclusive item recipe using them. These vines are also a bonus, since they double as permanent ladders that can be placed around the island while keeping the aesthetic that I want. While sometimes you can find them planted on the new islands, the main way to get another big feature is to buy crop starters from Leaf, because farming and cooking is here. I mean, it's basically the same thing as crafting from the base game, except now, instead of making furniture, you're making food that in the end is also just furniture. But it's done at a kitchen counter now. I don't know, I thought it was cool. I like having a farm, I like giving villagers dishes that I prepared. The last new major change is the increased size of Harv's Island. After spending a few 100,000 bells over the course of a few days, some of the NPCs are now permanent residents. Kix, Red, Leaf, and Sahara are now either there or visiting the island, where Tortimer, Katrina, and Cyrus and Reese are all permanently there. Harriet is also around to teach you a few new hairstyles. But really, I wound up only using this to get more pieces of art for the museum quicker. Each day, Red has 2 pieces, but if you buy one, the next day it'll be replaced with a different, potentially new piece. I've now only got 5 pieces left until the museum is completed, and it's all thanks to this island. Side note, wow, the museum this time sure is taking a lot longer than before, huh? That part really sucks. The rest of the changes I found to be relatively minor. You can do group stretches in front of Town Hall, the camera has been updated with some pretty nice features, there's some new hairstyles outside of what Harriet gives you, there is more storage, and you can get an item that allows you to store stuff from outside. KK has some new songs, and Isabelle hints at the daily island visitor during her morning announcements. None of these had the biggest impact, but it's nice that they're all here. And so I've spent the past few months having things to do. But even then, without having dived into the paid DLC just yet, I'm running low on Steam once again. Yeah, I'm going to keep playing until the museum is fully completed, and I've still got just a few more Nook Mile achievements I need to grind for, but then that's mostly it. I can make my island prettier in the meantime, but everything else is just grinding until it's done. Grind for the crafting achievements, grind for the cooking achievements, grind for the letter achievement. And I hope and pray that one day I'll actually get these last 5 art pieces. And even then I feel myself at the end. 950 hours is a lot. Heck, I only put in 984 into New Leaf, and I like that game more. I find myself wanting to play less and less. The holidays just don't do it for me anymore. I've done most of them twice and I will not do them a third. I can't even say I've played every day. I missed one day in January when I was more focused on playing Deathloop, and with actual Switch games coming soon, like Kirby and the new Mario Kart DLC, my time with New Horizons might be coming to a brisk end sooner than later. But for now, I do mostly enjoy my daily routine. I do still want to make my island quote-unquote better, whatever that means, as well as finish off these last tasks before I consider the game complete. I'm not done just yet. Maybe a week after this posts I will be, but for now I'm still here, and I've had a pretty good time so far. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you are to be so inclined, rate the video, sub if you want to, and follow me on my socials, links in the doobly-doo. I post videos roughly every 2 weeks and tweet about it when it happens. As always, I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.